Hey guys, and welcome to a video with me, the Stonk Dad. I'm going to be going over a couple things with you guys today. I had a couple requests to go over the data for today, which is what's today? The 4th of November. Oh, sorry, the 4th of December. Man, this year's flown by. But yeah, I had a couple requests to go over the data for today's price action, kind of go through my thought process on what happened, and then also a couple tips and tricks for you guys to hold in your little tool arsenal, if you want to call it that, for your trading tools. So let's get right into this video, okay? All right, so right here you can see that most every single day I talk about what my thought process is every single time I see a movement in data. So that's also a benefit if you want to hop in the Discord with me. I share my thought process with everything and anything talking about flow, GEX levels, convergence, and all that. But yeah, let's just go through today's price action and then also the data that came out, and then kind of I'll explain my thought process in my own words here. I guess these are my own words, but in video format as these things happen throughout the day, okay? So the market opens at 6:30 my time, so this is 7 minutes after the market opens. You can see that flow data is kind of flat the first 7 minutes, and usually when that happens, I always wait. That's kind of why I always say when I do my back testing for convergence, I always wait 15 to 30 minutes after the market opens to kind of see what flow data is doing, okay? So this was the first 7 minutes. You can see that calls and puts are really, really close together, and they're also below the zero net premiums. So I kind of just said starting off the day, being close together and both below zero. I was being sarcastic when I said I like it like that. So that was just a little snippet of what happened. So 5 minutes later at 6:42 a.m., we're taking a peek at the GEX levels. You can see that 457 was that positive level. And remember in my previous videos, if you guys don't know anything about the gamma exposure levels, feel free to go in my videos. I have a lot of, well, maybe a few videos that have been doing very, very well talking about the 0DT GEX level chart, which is really, really awesome to use. So, yeah, this is the data came out at 6:42, 12 minutes after the market opened. This 457 is a positive GEX level, which means price will reject or stay pinned towards that level. So looking at that, that was at 6:42, and you can see my chart right here. This was about, let me zoom in a little bit. So that came in 6:42, about at this candle. This was the candle when I posted that. We were sitting at about 456.50 when that happened. So basically what I said here is 457 is our overhead resistance, and we have plenty of negative GEX levels to the downside. So you can see that this one's positive, and then these three down here are negative, meaning that price usually magnetizes towards those levels, okay? So as the day goes on, I guess within the next 5 to 10 minutes, you can see that we had a nice move up. This is the 457 level. You could see up here this neon yellow or green. I'm colorblind, so I have no idea what color that is. I think it's yellow. But yeah, so it went up here. It went up to 456.83 is where this wick was. So it was about 17 cents or so away from hitting that 457 level. But remember, it doesn't have to hit exactly. That pretty much hit this 457 level, and we rejected it perfectly. So coinciding with flow data, you can see 5 minutes after I posted this GEX level, you can kind of see what I was looking for. So this was the price action. I posted the chart too. You can see that candle going up, and price was hovering around that level already that I talked about, but it did go up a little bit higher. But then you could see as flow started to develop, you could see that puts started to break out a little bit, and then calls started to come down. You can see that with my arrows here. You can see that I was looking at 457 for the rejection and my arrow there. Let's see my commentary here. So it says looking for potential rejection off 457, as that is a very positive GEX level. I kind of explained that already. Put flow is already starting to break. Put flow is starting to break out ever so slightly. Barely any, but that's what I'm looking for right now. And then let's see. So 5 minutes after that, you can see that calls started to sell off even more. And then we got a fat rejection kind of off that 457 level with the big red candle, as you can see here. It went all the way down to 456, so almost a dollar candle in one 5-minute candle. And then you can see what convergence did here. It flipped red, kind of around that 456 level. Off of that red candle, you can see that we came up and tested that 456, came up, retested the EMAs, and then we flushed after that red convergence, which was a very, very good play. And I can show you how that played out over here on this chart on the right side. Delete all these stupid ads. Okay. I hope you guys are following along pretty well as I'm going through this data. It gets a little bit more hairy towards the end of the day, but these morning moves, and if you're just following along with this analysis and GEX and coinciding that with market net flow, you can catch some very, very nice moves. And you can see what happened here as this play developed. So you can see we came down, retested 456, retested EMAs, and we flushed right through towards that 455 level, which was that negative level you saw earlier. Let me see 455, which is the most negative level there. Okay, let's move along here. Blah, blah, blah. I kind of just explained what happened as flow developed. You can see that put flow started to go up even more and call flow started to sell off, which is very, very bearish. Okay, and then I kind of showed my contracts that I was looking at. The ones that I was looking at went from 100 to 150. It went up even higher. I think it went up to like 175 or so. So about a 75% gain within 10 to 15 minutes, which is amazing. I was taking my daughter to school, so I wasn't able to get in, but I gave the idea out. I did get in a couple Lotto QQQ puts there too. But let's see what happened after that move down. You can see that we had the nice move down below 455. So let's see what happened as convergence developed a little bit. You can see that the red convergence started to go down a little bit and gray convergence started, which I notified here. And then let's see what happened as that gray convergence started to develop. You can see what happened here when we had that huge sell off, and then the gray convergence here took us right back up. Gray convergence is the opposite of the leading flow, which is so today was bearish, so that would mean that the price would be going up, which is contrary to flow. I'm rambling a little bit, so I hope you guys are following along. So let's talk about a couple of things that went right or went wrong, in this market net flow today. So the gray convergence and red convergences did very, very good up until about midday towards the end of the day, which did pretty terribly, I'm not going to lie. But let's talk about what happened here. So if you caught the downside move, that pretty much made your day with this red convergence move here. And even better if you caught the move back up with this gray convergence. Very, very good there. But then it got a little bit... it got into like a consolidation phase here, and someone asked me a very, very good question about how we can avoid that chop, and the short answer is you can't really. The only way that you can really avoid that chop, but if you really want to be playing convergences all the way, what I've found to be most reliable is just not playing trades in the middle of the day, which is about 9 a.m. my time to about 11 my time. That's Pacific time, so 12 Eastern to about 2 Eastern. I'm pretty sure that's right. So during that time period, it gets a little bit shaky as far as convergence and stuff like that. And I've noticed that most of the losses from convergence come from midday. So I tend to stay away from those. And then also, what else was I going to say? I can't even remember. But yeah, the short answer is you can't really avoid them, but the best way to do that, to avoid them, is just to be very disciplined in your trades. So what I was really looking at today was the convergence flips here when it was very, very choppy towards the end of the day. I was looking at the flips and then also how much you would have lost if you would have gotten into those, and it wasn't it wasn't a lot. So I was looking at ES, and with these convergence flips, you weren't losing more than like a point or a point and a half, which isn't very much if you really, really think about it. And then eventually it pays out. If you really do want to take every convergence flip, which is a lot of trading, I don't recommend that. But eventually it does work out like it did here. So you saw a lot of flips. It flipped red, and then it flipped gray, and then it flipped red again, and then gray, and then red again. And then this last gray one, finally, we saw it break out to the upside, which that gray convergence towards the very, very last like 15 to 30 minutes, it did play out. So all these little losses that you would have taken, maybe 1, 2, 3 baby losses on these red flips. But this gray convergence made up for all of those. Towards the end, you would have made like 5 or so points there, and maybe would have lost like 3 points on these little trades. So eventually, the win rate speaks for itself. As long as you are disciplined in your trades and are taking profits at a reasonable time, you will end up net green if you're taking these convergence plays. So it was a really, really good question. I appreciate whoever asked that. So yeah, all in all, it was a very, very great day. We caught some very good moves to the downside, to the upside too. I do want to make one more note before I end this video. I do want to talk about these GEX levels, which were phenomenal. So let's go back to the Discord. Let's see. Okay, so here, let's see. Sorry guys, I have to review what I say because I talk so much during the day. I forget what I say. So it looks like at 8:46 my time, we saw a huge drop at 4:56, which was at 8:46. Let's see where that is on this chart. So 8:46 was about here at 4:55.25, and almost immediately within the next 15 to 30 minutes, you saw that price met that level, that negative GEX level, which was 4:56, and kept going on. So you can see what I put here. GEX is doing its job today. We hit our upside target, which was 4:56, and Great Convergence did a very, very good job catching that as well. So you can coincide both those GEX and Convergence at the same time, okay? That's what I do. So you can see here as time progressed at 10:30 my time, you saw this 4:57 level drop, which I'm not sure if we hit that. Did we hit that towards the end? Oh, we did hit that towards the end of the day. Okay, so that was the other level that I do want to talk about. So at 10:30 my time, it looks like that 4:57 level dropped. So about here, this was at 4:56, a little bit lower than 4:56 is when that GEX level started to go negative. And that's very, very negative, guys. Yeah, I want you guys to pay attention to these numbers on the left column here. You can see how negative and how powerful those magnets can be. So eventually that did play out. Let's see when that happened. Yeah, it was towards the end of the day. So I said, whoop, I did not think this was actually going to happen. This was the last part of the day. But that 4:57 level stayed negative. If you zoom in here, you can kind of see that that stayed negative for most of the day. And that was the most negative level going into close here. And we almost hit that right here. It was within like maybe 5 cents, it looks like. Yeah. It was within 5 cents. The 10-minute, the second to last 5-minute candle before close there. Right here. Sorry, my cursor was on the other screen. But yeah, all in all, guys, great day. I don't have much else to add to the price action here. I enjoy doing these reviews. I hope you guys followed along okay. It might be just me rambling, but I do appreciate you guys sticking around and listening to me talking about market net flow, GEX levels, and then convergence, the whole shebang. So if you guys do want me to do more of these videos, please give me a thumbs up down below. Leave a comment, and I will do more of these if I get a heaping amount of comments and thumbs up. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see y'all in the next one, okay?